All right, mate. We didn't
Right
miss
then.
this week out. Yeah, we actually managed two in a row now.
What we normally do. It's just
Uh,
it's just last weekend, last week that we didn't.
I feel like it was like we're around like competing. It's hard to, yeah, it's hard to, like when you're like right in the arse end, like week or week before, it's a bit like,
Funny enough, we didn't even miss then.
I think we did. I'm fairly sure we did.
I think so.
Yeah, you reckon?
No, we didn't miss. We always know
No.
mine. We actually did all of it. We missed just after with both because it was something. There was something that we for some reason we missed out. But
But we were just saying off camera, like, well, not off camera, but off record. The worst thing, or one of the worst things about this next phase, is putting weight on your face. Like,
I
uh,
hate it. Like
yeah, like sometimes I caught myself in a couple of photos for the FitX, and I was just like, I can't stand looking at myself with
I
it.
know you're
I'm
like
not
a
going to say it's
McDonald.
chubby. I'm not going to say it's chubby, but like relative to me, it's chubby, And
You get used to, especially I think for us, very early on in the diet. Like I can diet for 2 weeks and my face goes, and you're the same.
yeah,
You know,
definitely.
some people never get there until maybe like 1 week out.
Do you know what
And
the
for
mad thing
us,
is? Sometimes I might be like meeting up with a friend or something I haven't seen in a while, and I'll make sure, and I'll not want to eat that much before I see him because I don't want. Man, this is like my vanity coming up now. By the way,
I'm the same way. No, bro,
you know what I'm on about, yeah? You
I'm
know what I'm
exactly
on
the same way. Sometimes before the podcast, I'm like, I'm not gonna eat anything like too
about?
chewy, so like my face doesn't blow up. But it's like, yeah,
Glad you said that, right? So if you and me would go, like, let's say you went, all right, let's train on Wednesday, Thursday, this week, yeah, and I'll be like, oh shit, I haven't seen Dudley in a while. I will honestly eat less like the day before just so I'm not bloated to see you.
yeah.
Basically, I'm
I
trying to
would.
make myself look pretty for you.
I
That's
I
basically
think
it.
I think that's just us. We're just too. I think we're maybe a little bit too like not feminine, but I don't know what the right word is. But I'm the same way. I'm like so right. So because obviously we've got the uni in next week, so I'm like I'm doing like a couple of low days now, or a little bit more. I'm like I'm back into like dieting just because I don't want to go there and people think like, oh, what a fat cunt.
Yeah, I get it. Because you know what the thing is? I'm going to be a dick here. I'm going to be a dick because I think it. If I see someone with a real bloated face, in my head, I go, "Fucking hell, you look shit." Like
Yeah,
I do. Like, so I don't want to be the guy that when they walk home, like they get in their car and they say to their missus, "Fucking hell, it's too knackered today."
yeah. You know
Like,
when
do
you
you know
see
what I mean?
someone like maybe like they binge a little bit after their prep or rebound quite badly, and you see them like chiseled like 1 week out, and then the next time you see them like a couple of days out, they've gained like 10 kilos and their face is like out here, and you can fucking hell.
100%. Maybe I'm a dickhead for saying that. Like you can't help but look and see someone's face like double in size and be like, Jesus, like
Yeah,
I don't know, it's like human nature, isn't it? Um, what? Okay, what would you say? Okay, three worst things about off season slash bulking slash surplus account. What are the three things that you dislike the most about it?
but that's one. Looking like less attractive, like I feel a lot less attractive when I'm in off season, not just my body, because you can cover that with looser clothes or like whatever.
So
So
one would be less attractive, like facially.
facially.
Yeah.
Two would
Two.
be how you feel, like feeling tired all the time. You go out for a walk, and it's like your body just like your feet hurt, your lower back hurts, just like in general, just feeling like shit, being full.
Yeah.
And three would be when you start getting like towards that far end, maybe like not being able to get a pump.
Mm,
Like you train and it's almost like nothing's really happening. You're not really that strong because your lower back's fucked. So training. So training becomes less fun towards the end.
yeah. I think. Oh God. So I've got mine would be mine would be number one, the face thing,
Yeah.
and kind of annoyed that I even give a shit. I'm annoyed that I care, but I do. Right. That's number one. Number two would be there's a lot of wind here. Number two would be my bloated stomach, right? And it's not because I'm a lot what's what I'm looking for, but basically just the volume of food, because it makes me, every time I wear anything remotely tight, stomach's just
Yeah,
big. So that, and then the other one would be, it's a toss up between looking smaller, even though you're bigger,
yeah.
and the lethargy. Like what, 9 o'clock in the morning and you're still like this in bed, like, oh.
I think you only look smaller with your clothes off. Like when you've got a
True.
jumper on, you look bigger. So I think that's fine. I don't mind that. But like you said, like just feeling like crap, that's
Okay, no, you're right actually. Okay, so let me rephrase. It's more as a bodybuilder, you want a look. Right? You want
yeah,
those big shoulders, small waist, big legs. It's like like that shape. And in off season, you're more of just a lump.
yeah.
You don't have the pronounced body parts anymore. You know, so I don't know if I dislike that or the fact that I can't wake up in the mornings. Oh, my cat's going mad for this shit.
Well, yeah, I've been the same way. Like with at the minute, and I'm not even like off season, but I feel fucked all the time. Like I'm
Well,
up
now,
early.
now,
Yeah, I'm up early, right? So I'll be up at 6. I'll do bits. I'll have a load of energy. Come about 9, I'm like fucked. I might have a nap. Like I'll have a nap, and then I'll get up and do stuff, train, and then like by the evening, I'm fucked again. It's like
holy shit. I haven't I haven't got that at the moment. I feel I'm in a really like sweet spot at the moment, because what normally happens to me is I go directly into an off season,
yeah,
and I'm doing something similar-ish to you, where I'm hovering a little bit. Like I'm not going full bore. You know what I mean?
yeah.
And it's making me feel better. The problem is when I go too hard. That's the problem.
Is
Um,
your what's your weight like though?
Morning I didn't do it this morning. Sunday morning I was 128,
So what's that in pounds? 70,
280.
280.
Yeah, I think no, just under 280. Yeah, yeah.
Right. See, I've struggled the last week with my weights. Just like I'm doing low days. Yesterday, 2,200 calories, and I'm still like 250 odd. Like my weight just doesn't want to stay down.
Wow. How the fuck? It's so mad how that works.
I know. So, because well, saying that, I did like a couple of higher, not higher days, like off, not higher days, but like a little bit off, a couple of
Yeah, yeah,
off-plan
yeah, yeah.
meals. So I went like last week I was 240 and like 242, and then I think we did like 3 or 4 off-plan meals because we went to Camden, and then we had that breakfast, and then the evening because we were like fuck, so we went to Five Guys. So I've had like 3 or 4 off-plan meals, and within that my weight's like up at 250, but my weight just goes up so quickly. I can gain weight like that.
On those days when you had those bits, then right? Um, do you lower everything else, or do you just have it on top of?
Yeah, oh yeah. So like we obviously went to Camden, and before we left that morning, I had 2 meals of just protein and veg. And then when obviously we got there, we had some bits, and then I still had a shake. And then when we got back, I had that. So I made sure I have my protein. That's basically all.
Yeah, yeah. But so
Um,
so you still tried to make way for it a little bit, but it's still just up.
oh yeah,
So if I'm gonna have an off plan, I'll go ever so slightly less, but I keep the protein high, and I pretty much level off. Sometimes I even drop weight, like because I ate less. Do you know what I mean? But with you, it
yeah,
doesn't
yeah,
do that. It goes.
yeah. I I think my body is different where I gain weight easy.
I guess you know that about yourself anyway, don't you?
Yeah, yeah.
What's your
So
condition? Sorry, go on.
yeah, so like for me to keep my weight down, I actually have to try. Like I reckon I could easily get to 300 pounds if I was just to like eat what I want. If I just ate what I want, on top of my meals, like I could get to 300 pounds, no fucking problem.
This is so. It still shocks me the genetic
Yeah,
variance. I've got a client that I mentor, and we talk about his clients. So he asked me what he should do with his clients, or to whenever
yeah,
we catch up call and stuff. And he's very much like basically what I'm trying to teach him that it's like get the I'm like forget the textbook, right? Just because like for you, if judging by the textbook, you as in someone of your level of muscle mass and your body weight should be able to eat about 4,500 in that game.
I know, but I do. That's normally I just eat more.
I don't know, I thought you were eating less to make up for that and then doing low days and shit.
Yeah, so my low days are low. So like yesterday, I'll tell you what my macros that I hit
Hold on. So
yesterday.
are you saying that your average averages out like over the week more than like 4.5?
I mean, I track it all, so I can tell you. So yesterday I did 290 protein, 65 fat, and 120 carb. So that's 2,200 calories. Today I've had
Well, get
275.
get do the calories for the last 7 days. Go like one and do.
Yeah.
Go on.
So uh weekly calories. So obviously the last 2 weeks of last 2 days, I didn't track it, so I'll go the week before that. 5,029
Average.
average.
Okay, well,
But
that's
mind
exactly.
you, I do a fair bit of cardio, fair bit of steps, so I'm quite active with that.
Okay, okay, well, what the point I just made before is kind of irrelevant, but
But
it's
that
still
holds me at 240. That holds me at around 240.
that kind of makes sense. That kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
I think the point I'm making about my client, and I want you to use the case study. Um, he's like for him, it's like this is what should happen, therefore it will always happen. And I'm like, well,
Yeah.
no, it's like person to person. Um, and sometimes you need to go a bit off piste just to make it make sense. So he's got a client that's not losing weight. He's a guy. He's an Indian guy, and do you know I know this from like
Yeah.
anecdotally, Indian guys seem to need to eat less food. It seems like they operate on less food. That's what
They
I.
tend to hold less muscle. It's just within their genetics. They
Yeah, yeah,
hold less muscle, and this is not like it's just the way it works. They
yeah,
they
yeah, yeah.
like they just hold less muscle. They hold
Yeah,
more body fat. Genetically, that's just the case. I find.
yeah, I've had a fair few, and Craig as well. Now you're saying it, and they always have to cut on like ridiculously low food, and he's like, yeah, but the government recommendations, 2,800 for a man,
Oh,
and I'm like, it doesn't matter, like forget that.
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
you need to go by what you're looking at, then make an assessment rather than thinking, well, the government assessment is, so yeah, something's okay. A good example is like me and Louis.
yeah.
We're we're similar height, similar-ish weight, but our requirements are like so different, so different.
And why do you think that is that muscle mass? Is that genetic?
No, it's a bit of everything, but it's for sure genetics, isn't it? Like we've all got dispositions to you know.
But then you would think like we're all more or less the same, meaning that I would say like basal metabolic rate, for the most part, we're all fairly similar. The difference comes from activity, um, and muscle mass, I would say.
Hold on a minute. Anecdotally, I bet you. I know I've like some things don't seem to make sense. Now, whether or not everyone's lying, like they could be cheating on their diet, but sometimes it makes no sense. You must have come across those people before, and you're like, what the fuck? I've got a guy who I honestly believe his name's Paul. You might watch this, Paul Atherton. Really, really good bodybuilder. And he's currently eating about 2,200 and he weighs 235 and he's fucking lean. And he barely loses. He's gone down a bit now, but he was 235. Yeah. He barely loses. And then I've got Jake Curl, who I think you speak to him, don't you, sometimes? Jake Curl is like 75 kilos and he is eating 5,000 plus. And he's barely,
He's quite active though, isn't he?
so he's Paul. It
Age, Paul's a little bit older.
maybe. I mean, all I know is that I've come across it a lot in my years. Over the years
Yeah,
of doing this job, it just seems to like, you know, I just think that you have a disposition genetically.
yeah. Oh, for sure. Yeah, for sure. I mean,
Yeah,
like I said, I gain weight And I think partly is appetite. So
Yeah,
I think people that struggle to gain weight, they go, I eat all the time.
yeah,
Yeah, so you eat 5,000 calories like one day, but then the
yeah,
rest of the week is like, so you do that for one day, and then the next 3 days are a write off. So I see that with clients more often than not when they're like, yeah, so the last 3 days were a write off. What do you mean? Why? Well, stress. I get this all the time. I've been stressed. I couldn't eat. What do you mean stress? Just fucking eat your meals. It's not like I'm asking it. I don't like. I don't get it.
yeah. I find that there's so many like for the majority. Oh God, it really annoys me. They have a good few days and then a bad few days. Good, and then like, yeah, it's almost like they reward themselves with some like off plans or something. Like, oh, I was good all week, and then on Thursday I got a migraine. Oh, I was good all week, and then Friday my mate come over, and then I was good all like,
Yeah,
oh, like
but like the
yeah.
stress is a big thing. How does stress stop you eating?
Well, that actually it does. So stress, um, you'd have to pull up the scientific paper. I remember watching a documentary on this. It can affect your appetite for sure. So have you ever broken up with a girlfriend and you've
Hold
been like,
on. Sure, it affects your appetite, but those people are bodybuilder, guys that claim to be like bodybuilding is everything for me.
right,
I'm super dedicated, and then I got stressed out, I couldn't eat. Well,
oh
no.
yeah, yeah,
So for yourself, right? You got shit going on. We've all got shit going on. We still eat our fucking meals because that's what you fucking do.
yeah, yeah.
That's what.
Oh,
So yeah, it can lower your appetite, but it doesn't mean that you can't still open your fucking mouth and eat the food.
I agree on that one. I think words are cheap. People like to say words like,
Mm-hmm.
"I'm fucking on it, bro. I'm fucking bodybuilding's everything to me. Like, do or die." Like, they're just words. They're just words. Your actions
Yeah,
dictate what you look like. You know, your body is
yeah.
a reflection of what you've been doing. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? And yeah, I think a lot of people get derailed very easy. You know, derailed very, very
So
easy
now that I've put on like 10 pounds and like over last week, I'm like, I need to kind of tone it down a little bit and
for the uni.
for the uni.
How long we got? Yeah, you got what is it like
two
12
weeks.
days? Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Right.
Oh shit, yeah. Are we gonna do that
Right.
eating challenge?
We yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
Well,
I'll
you
2 weeks of
you but
dieting. I'll smoke it. I'll 2 weeks of dieting. I'll be like stop. Well, I'm not dieting, but you know,
you going zero carb again?
yeah, I'll go zero carb. Yeah, zero carb, hour and a half of cardio. You wait.
But so you didn't. So you bottled it on your food truck. Like, obviously, on the last podcast we were talking about it, and you said you're gonna do it, and then you fucking didn't do it.
So yeah, so we were gonna so we walk in like that was meant to be the challenge. I messaged him the night before. I'm like, have you got the calories on there? They're like, we haven't. I'm like, I'll try and estimate. We walk in, bro. No word of a lie. Well, for one, they were like, it'll take you 45 minutes for us to get you a table. I'm like, fuck's sake. So we're like, fine, we'll wait because I wanted it. We walk in, it's so packed. And if you've ever been there, the tables are like so close to each
One
other.
in
So
Winchester.
the one in we went to the one in Petersfield. So oh, so we went in and it was so packed. I was like, there's no chance I can record here. And it be like it will just be uncomfortable. So I'm like, fine, we're just gonna have that and then I'll do it in another time. Um, yeah,
You're
just
not.
it was.
You ain't got enough time to do it in between. So the next one just has to be together.
Well, I'll do it with you. 6,000 calories with you
Yeah,
because we're gonna go there on the Saturday. So I'm sure you're going on Saturday, right?
yeah, yeah. I'm going there. We'll go there to Stover, but we'll go a bit earlier on purpose so we can meet up.
Yeah.
Um, Now either we do our own one or we go and like find one. Like maybe if we like type in like food challenges in Birmingham or Coventry in it or whatever the fuck it is,
Coventry, yeah. Either, I mean, we can do that, or we
yeah.
can just do our own one, depending on what we want.
You want McDonald's there?
No, a McDonald's is quite filling, and like we looked at last time, it's not that dense. So to get 6,000 calories worth of McDonald's, that's hard.
Oh, by the way, and we just talked about not having watery faces. We're going to be so watery if we do that. Ooh,
True. Oh well, I mean,
fuck it, we'll be full as well though.
no, but think about it. If we let's say we leave on a Saturday, we leave quite early, right? Maybe get a shake in. Don't eat. and then we'll do it for like 4 o'clock, 3 o'clock. By that point, you haven't eaten that much, and after that, you're not going to want to eat much. So
That's true.
should be all right.
All right, so we have it. Okay, okay.
And then we
Fucking
should
sick.
record it. We should record it.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
YouTube. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have to think of a place, but yeah, that'd be good fun, mate. That'd be good fun. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it, actually. The weekend was good. The FitX, it was
Yeah, I
actually
was going
just
to
a
say that.
really
Yeah.
good event. Really
Yeah.
good event. Like, as much as, you know, we talk about this quite a lot, you and I, like, not necessarily through the week, we're quite boring, don't do that much, don't talk to that many people really. But, you know, like in person, I mean. But it was really nice too. See a load of old friendly faces, and yeah, it was really good, mate. It was actually really good.
It's always good fun. I debated coming, but it's such a long drive for me. It's like a 5-hour drive, and at the minute we've actually got someone to look after the dogs in 2 weeks. But for that one, we would have literally had to drive and then come back the same day. That would have been an overkill.
Yeah, fuck that. Yeah, off the back of the story, you know, us talking about the puppies. Hello? Back of us talking about puppies, someone inboxed me. Someone bought one of them off you. What's his
Yeah.
name? The guy who bought it off you? Can't remember his name.
Dale. No.
It's Dale's mate.
Dale's mate. That's bad. I fucking forgot.
Uh, anyway, he sent me a video. He said the last one that you and Chadley were talking about. This is it. We opened up the door and the puppy had shit everywhere. It was like a fucking massacre in his kitchen.
Mate,
Oh
they're
my
terrible. They're
god.
fucking shit all the time. It's like Grant, his name is, yeah.
Grant. Yeah,
Yeah.
shout out to Grant. Cheers to that video, mate. I
We
was
went
eating
and met him
up.
at the at Warwick just to do the exchange.
Yeah,
Obviously save him having to drive for 4 or 5 hour drive.
yeah.
Um
Yeah, fucking. So that puppy has got a good home, but he's just shitting everywhere. So nice.
mm.
Um,
How was the show?
yeah. Show was good, mate. Yeah, it was good. What can I say about it? The standard was generally pretty all right. Like it was all right. There wasn't too many like, for example, the PCA the week before was worse. Like it was like a step up from that for sure.
Right.
Craig won his category again, and
Yeah.
then and the overall was pretty good. I don't know if you saw the overall, like, the
I
lineup.
didn't know. I tried to find it. I tried to look for it. I couldn't find it.
Oh shit! Yeah, I saw it a few times. Obviously, I was there, so I watched it. Yeah, and it was good. It was I would say probably interchangeable. Like depends on what you're
Who
looking
won
for.
it? Was it who won it?
A guy called Alex Kent. He's a classic guy.
All right.
Um, what swayed it clearly was what he was very classic. Number one, posing was very good. He just had great stage presence, but his condition from the rear, his glutes were like fucking walnuts, mate. Like he was easily the most conditioned. Well, certainly from the rear.
Yeah.
But honestly, if Craig had won, if Craig had got that overall, I don't think anyone would have been like, "Wow, that was a shock." Like Craig actually came third
Right.
in overall. The guy who came second was a men's physique guy. Now it's weird to place a men's physique guy above a bodybuilder. You know, the visual is weird. Craig is 250 pounds, 6'3". Physique guy was probably 150. You know what I mean? So it is bizarre, but he really was he was so tight. He was so tight. So
They do that quite. Is it Adam? He's a mate of mine.
he won it last year.
He's got really good abs.
And obliques are crazy. His obliques were like fucking razor sharp. Yep, that's him.
Yeah, he's a mate of mine. He's really good.
He's legit, eh?
He coaches himself.
Really? Wow.
You should
Yeah,
follow him. I'll send you his
yeah.
You should follow him. Oh, and he literally goes over all of his entire, like, on his stories. He goes like on what he does, how he peaks, how he does pretty much everything. He's spot on, and it comes in shape so quickly. Like probably about 6 weeks out, we were talking, and he was like quite fat, and he goes, "Yeah, I'm going to do that show," and I actually said to him, I said to him, "You should do bodybuilding, just to try it." So he did a bodybuilding show a couple of weeks ago. He did well. He won that. Um,
Really, what show was that?
um, I
Yeah,
think it was a NABA one.
I got a photo of him in the overall. I got
BPA.
I got a photo of him in the overall. Look at his obliques.
I know, mate. I know he's insane. I always say to him, mate, if I had those fucking abs, I
Yeah,
like, yeah.
yeah. I mean, it's strange because as I say, yeah, Craig
I
is
mean,
so
look at that fucking waist. That's mental.
yeah, he's really good. And the guy won. Did you see him? You see him?
No,
No.
he won the entire overall last year at that same
Yeah, I
show.
know. Yeah, yeah. So here he is. His name's Alex Kent, and he's on Instagram as the Big Kent. Uh,
Yeah, yeah. So small waist.
like very classic.
Yeah.
This doesn't do him justice. Like if
Oh,
you
I'm sure when you see that in person, it's
look at the glute striations, he's very
yeah.
tight.
I think because we have a preference towards a bodybuilder because it's what we do. You always side with the bodybuilder.
But in reality, it was he fit classic so well. He just did. And actually, we were sat with a few of us. Everyone had the same opinion.
Yeah,
Everyone said classic guy. And then I asked a few other people. They said, "Oh, just as you're walking out, who did you have it? Who did you have?" And they're like, "Oh, the classic guy, classic guy." Like everyone was saying it. But I just want to caveat that with, as I say, if the physique guide won, okay. If Craig had won, okay. Like
yeah,
they all had an argument.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Craig
yeah.
Craig's argument is he's the biggest and he had the most quad detail. His quads are they're so sharp.
Oh, yeah, mental.
So like it, he stood out for that reason. So if any one of them had won it, you could have been like, okay, yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You couldn't complain about. Yeah, no.
yeah. So that was that, mate. But yeah, no, it was a good show, mate. Very, very good. Um, yeah, I was worried that it was going to derail Craig, like because of the universe. But he seems in good spirits, so yeah, it's going to be fine. Because he needs to remember he was being compared to a classic guy, right? And what I mean by that is FitX don't care about size; they care about how well do you fit your category. So when Craig's,
You think?
well, no, that's what they openly say.
All right, okay.
They say this is how we
Yeah,
do
but
it.
Craig, what else would you have him as? He is a bodybuilder.
Yeah, sure, but what? But then, so who is more? Is Craig more bodybuilder or is he more classic? The truth of the matter is, he's probably more classic.
Right.
Being that me and Craig, like I'll say me as well, because I'm not putting him down. We're both 6'3", so we've always got that thing where we like sort of aesthetic and sort of
I
body
don't
type.
know because by that token, Connor should have taken overall from you last year.
And I don't think anyone would have batted an eyelid if Connor had won. You'd have been like, okay.
No, but by that logic, he should have.
And I will openly admit I beat him on the day, but on another day he'd beat me as well.
Yeah, but no, but what I'm saying is by the logic of they see how well you fit your class,
Yeah,
Connor should have beat you that time, that day.
yeah, and I don't even necessarily disagree with that. And what I'm trying to say is maybe on that day they just slightly preferred me, but then if they'd looked at us for longer, maybe they would have changed their mind. I don't know. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. It sets things up because Dan was at the
Yeah,
yeah.
he said, yeah, yeah, yeah.
It was nice to catch up with him actually. Um, and I asked him. I said, like, hopefully, like none of what we did or said or anything like that is like pissed you off. And I
Well, we
think
didn't watch it. He said he hadn't seen the podcast
that's what he told me as well. And I
because
just
he didn't want to.
yeah,
I
definitely.
obviously said like, oh, look, what we said was what we believe was.
I think the thing is, what like we're allowed opinions, but it's I can on bro chat, Fuad's always in trouble for saying stuff.
Yeah,
Like some other bodybuilders get annoyed at him. Like I can
yeah,
see
yeah,
why
yeah.
now. because we didn't say anything negative, nothing negative about Dan or Craig, but it could be construed as a negative.
especially like
And
when you're 1 week out.
exactly, yeah. So today, I'm being very careful with my words. Like I think they're both great guys. Just who wins wins, you know.
Yeah,
But I don't. Last thing I want to do is get in any of their heads. Like at this stage, I just want them to go and like do their best. You know what I mean? That's it, really.
I think Dan's really locked in when it comes to that because he doesn't allow any outside noise at the minute. He doesn't watch the podcast. He doesn't do Instagram.
It's funny how people react differently, don't they? Like, I wonder why it's such a negative for him.
What?
Like
Criticism.
external noise. Like what?
Oh,
Like I know before my show, people talk. It's like okay, like what I'm trying to say is it's like
I think it's because he hasn't been on stage for a while, so he's not used to that. He's not. He's probably not. Whereas you're on stage every year, so you're kind of used to it.
so. I actually had a word with Dan as well. We had a bit of a heart to
Yeah,
heart.
yeah. He said, yeah, he said.
Yeah, I had a bit of a heart to heart, and I was just like, don't put so much pressure on yourself. You know, enjoy it. You're a very, very, very good bodybuilder. So just try and enjoy the moment rather than stack this pressure on yourself, you know?
Yeah,
It's a shame, really. But,
I think different people deal with it differently. Like
mm.
you, you seem to this year handled it really well, where you were just really chilled out.
So are you, though.
Yeah, but that's because it was my first one, so there was not really much expectations out of it. So it was kind of like, well, it is what it is. Now, how am I going to deal with it next time? Depending on like, well, I think to beat my look next time, it's not going to be hard, but like because when it's your first time, you're kind of like going with it without any expectations, or you're just setting that bar.
I get that. I get that. So there's like a beautiful like naivety about it because like yeah, just like yeah, there's no expectation on me, so it's just like yeah, whatever.
I had expectations of myself which weren't met, which is why I wasn't happy. But
Going by what I feel from you now, I feel like things have like had time to settle. And I feel like you're a bit more reflective on it now. You know when it just happened, it surprised me how like you were just like, yeah, you know. Whereas now I feel like you've had time to think and I don't maybe I'm
no,
wrong.
I
Maybe I'm wrong.
I still feel the same way.
Okay.
I'm still annoyed, and I still feel like exactly the same way. But there's no point just because it's done. It's done. You can't change it. You can't go back on it. So what's the point? Why? Like, what do you gain out of like moaning about it? It is what it is. Just do better next time.
That's true. Yeah, it's like it's wasted energy in it for nothing. So
Well, because again, that's how you get in your head, and you're like, oh, well, I wish if I'd only done that, if only this was done, and it's like, well, yeah, but it wasn't, and it didn't, and that's the end
yeah,
result.
yeah,
What do you gain out of moaning about it? Just get over it. And
yeah. That's true. That's true. I,
so,
I think what I've noticed of late, and I find it strange that I was thinking this earlier, and I actually said I wanted to talk about it with you. People get annoyed. How to word this? Like I'm not annoyed by like my competitors. So if I know someone's going against me, I don't then start disliking them. Like
right,
I welcome the challenge. Like, I was
yeah,
training with Troy. I was training with
yes,
Troy yesterday. Yeah,
yeah,
really nice dude. We had a good session, and I was like, look, Troy, like the kind of people that I like. So let's say you and me went against him. I said it to his face. I said, if I was going against you, I would be here in front of your face telling you I'm going to fucking smash you. I think you're a great guy, and it's nothing to do with not wanting to be your friend. But
yeah.
I want you to do it back to me. But
It's like
I
a
like that
competitive,
camaraderie. I love that camaraderie. I love it. I love it. And then straight after, we'll have a hug. All good.
yeah.
And it doesn't seem like a lot of people are able to do that, which is a shame.
And I think that's why you tend to pick up some of that. Like people take it the wrong way,
Maybe,
interpret it the wrong way, like you're
maybe,
having a dig, and you're not.
maybe.
And if it's me, I know that. I know what you're like because I've known you so long. But people that don't, they can take it the wrong way.
maybe.
and sometimes that can backfire a little bit.
But even when I was a kid, were you not like that? You know, like playing football or something. You know, we're gonna fucking smash you. Like, is that not what you were like? I've been like my
Yeah,
whole
but
life.
I think people think when you're a kid that's acceptable. When you're an adult, it's not. So you're just
I need to grow up, basically.
yeah. But no, look, that's fine because that's how you are. And if people take it the wrong way, well then that's you know.
I like
But
to think that like I have a nice um my tone is nice. Like I'm not I'm not trying to put you down. I'll happily put my arm around you and like and I don't know.
so
In my mind I think it comes across well, but maybe it doesn't.
no, that's so this is
Yeah,
it. This is the
yeah,
thing. I'm the same way. Sometimes I say something and someone gets really offended and then I'm like, what did they even say that was that bad? But other
yeah.
people notice it. So if I'm with my missus and she'll say, fuck me, that was a bit harsh. I was like, what do you mean? She's like, yeah, that was really harsh. I'm like, to me, it didn't come out harsh, but
Yeah.
again, we
Okay,
don't,
I think you and me are both like that. Yeah, I think we both can be like that. Yeah. It's okay. Then I need to be more understanding that not everyone's the same. But I'll tell you what, I think life's so much simpler if you stop being so serious about it. Like if someone comes up to me and says, "Oh, when you and me are on stage, I'm gonna smash you," I'll be like, "Fucking yeah!" Like to
yeah.
me, that's fun. It's fun.
I mean, same with that eating challenge. If we're both kind of like, yeah, we'll
Yeah,
do it, whatever, like, and I'm like, no, I'm going to beat you.
fucking right, mate. Good example. Good example. Right. When we do it and we're filming it, I want to literally be trying to sabotage you to make
Yeah,
sure I beat you. I want to
yeah.
be like, having a laugh with it. Right?
It's more fun that way.
Exactly. Imagine if we were like this. Yeah. Okay. Oh
Yeah.
fuck
No,
no, that's just not me at all. It's not you either. It's not you. Like yeah. So I find it funny that people get funny about other people. This sport is to be enjoyed, and if there's a little bit of right, you know, okay, good example at the highest level. Remember Blessing and Nick?
yeah.
It made it watchable. It made me want to watch it. Everyone knew Nick was going to smash him anyway, but it made it like, oh, okay, cool. Oh shit, like I quite like that little, you know, little back and forth and stuff.
I think especially when people start like taking it like too far or in their own head and they start to overthink it. Oh, did he mean that? Did he mean that? And it's like in your head, you're like, nah, whatever. Like, no.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
again, like, and I think that comes with time. Like you've done this for a lot longer than most of us. So for you to say, yeah, like prep is just kind of like autopilot. For a lot of us, it isn't.
Mm. Yeah,
Um,
it definitely gets easier with time. I'll agree on that one. Yeah, it's
so I think that's probably part of it because a lot of for you, you kind of just, yeah, it's just something that I do.
I was talking to Joe Ballinger on the weekend for quite a while. Actually, I was hanging out with him for quite a while, and he was saying the same. Like you know, prep one and prep two, prep three, they're a bit dicey. But then you know, me and him, we've both done like up like 15, 20 shows, and
Yeah.
it's nothing now.
And I think that's why it's important to compete every year, not to take 2, 3, 4 year off seasons because that prep, then every prep's going to feel like your first prep.
Yeah, yeah, and it's such a thing. I believe is like you know they call it ring rust. Like if a boxer's not been fighting, yeah,
Yeah.
I felt it actually when I was on stage for Two Bros in 2021. I felt not myself.
Yeah.
I'd been off stage since 2018. It just felt a bit. Oh,
Well, imagine taking 2 weeks off training. You come back, you're sore as fuck the first couple
yeah,
of workouts. You
yeah.
get back into the swing of it, you're fine. But it's the same thing. So I think for me now, like from here on now, I probably will compete every year. Why not?
I think the only time that you wouldn't would be as if there's like glaring weaknesses where you're like, I'll bring those body parts up. So,
A year is a long time to improve anything, I think.
what's your
Especially
opinion?
in your first years of competing. And even like let's make the argument for yourself, like in your like latter years of competing. If you don't compete every year, you're missing out on that time that's
Oh, yeah,
potentially
yeah,
so I
yeah.
think no matter who it is, you can still get better every year.
I think so. Yeah, I think so. You know, whenever I get a client say to me that they want to do an off season, they're like, I'm going to do a 2 year off season. In my head, I'm like, probably not. Like
That's a long
because
time.
it's hard psychologically. It's hard because there's not many ups and downs. I think with
Yeah.
bodybuilding, you need to have this. If
There's
you're
no
just
like
this all the time,
urgency.
yeah, exactly.
Because
Yes.
if you know you're right, I've got 6 months to get as good as best as I can. Well, that 6 months is a lot shorter than 2 years. 2 years, you think, if you slack off 3 months, that's all right. But you know,
Oh, that mate, that's a really good way of wording it. Yeah, urgency. Like,
yeah,
it's just like, yeah, I'll do.
yeah,
Oh, fuck, no, 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 no. And I, I think we all need like dopamine hits. You know, like when you're on prep and you see us and you pose and then you get like that little like, oh shit, yes, yes. Like you need those little small wins. In off season, it just feels like you don't really get that many wins. I think you start relying on lifting heavier in the gym.
yeah.
That's the wins, right? But physically, there are barely any wins.
But I think that wears off quite quickly because you then start to run into like the lower back issues. So your training starts to suffer and you can indefinitely get stronger. So it gets to a certain point where you've maxed out your strength and now you just feel like shit. So you're like, I want to diet.
That's a very good point again.
And
Yeah,
then when you diet, you're like, oh, I can't wait to get into the off season and be strong again. And so that
but
cyclical.
yeah. So it's important to do both. I want to bulk, and then you go, oh no, I want to fucking cut. Oh, I want to bulk. I want to cut. And
Mm.
yeah, I don't know. I think it's good. Hey, anyway, I did a Q&A anyway. Want to run through some of them?
Let's do it. We always get some decent ones.
Right. Let's. No, I think the apps in so many shit ones. Oh,
Oh, there's a way to turn that off.
yeah.
So you go on. Um, so you go on the little setting thing. Up
Oh
top.
yeah,
Where
yeah.
yeah, and you click turn off. So you go on settings.
Yep,
You go on settings.
yep.
Goes
Ah,
NGL
yeah.
love messages off. Turn it off.
Perfect. Got it,
And
mate.
that stops all these annoying messages that
Ah, yeah.
send all the time. Because it's like I'll put it on and it's like you got 20 messages and like 10 of them are like automated shit messages and you're like, that's fucking annoying.
Yeah. Top 5 songs ATM. How are you today? Who did you dream of last night? Oh, fuck
Oh
off.
yeah, see that sort of shit. It's like, yeah, the top playlist that always comes up.
Oh, get fucked. Right, here we go. First one, let's kick it off. Best best genetics of people that you know personally.
Well, genetics for what? This is the thing. It's like
Uh,
genetics for what? Because people put genetics into one bracket. Genetics for what? Genetics for staying lean in the off season. I'd say you're probably one of the best ones because that's important. It means you can run a longer off season. It means you don't look a shit in the off season.
yeah.
That
But
fucking video that you put up last one, fucking look mental. Your arms are fucking blown out, and it's like it's insane.
yeah, yeah. Okay, yeah. So genetics for staying lean, yeah, I'll agree. They're pretty good. Your genetics for putting on mass. You don't even
Putting on
try to
weight,
put on weight. So, yeah, there you
putting
go.
on
So
weight. If
yeah,
weight's what you want,
yeah.
um,
But if we so I would interpret that as who has like the best potential to be a very very elite level bodybuilder. Do you have one that comes to mind? I've got a couple that come to mind.
go on.
So he's actually one of my clients, and I think I mentioned him before, AJ.
Okay,
AJ on Instagram. Do you know the guy? No.
no, probably showing me him, but
This guy. So yeah,
oh fucking hell! Why have you never posted this guy?
he's only been my client for about he's 3 weeks into prep now. Yeah, look,
The fuck?
yeah, bro. He he's got some serious genetics on him.
Yeah,
Um, so yeah, we're aiming for some shows in like 10 weeks. So yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So yeah, AJ, if you watch him, potentially some of the best genetics that I have anyone I know for sure. There's another guy I kind of know him, but kind of don't, and actually he's a pro already. Did you see at the Irish Pro the what's the contest? Let me get him up. His name is Yemi. This dude's genetics,
Yes, I know.
bro. His genetics are absolutely out of this world. So yeah, he goes to King sometimes, my local gym.
Didn't he used to claim he was natural?
He probably is. He's just got them African genetics.
Yeah, because he probably doesn't weigh a lot,
Unbelievable.
but
Yeah.
he
Yeah,
just
yeah, he's quite slight. In person, he's quite like he doesn't look big.
when you look at it, when you look at him with his top on, he probably doesn't look that impressive. But when he takes it off, you're like, what the fuck?
Him and there's one more, a shout out to. He goes to my gym sometimes. He's just a local lad. Niall Darwin. His name on Instagram. Actually, I'm going to put their Instagrams up so people can get him. One Punch Naz, Niall Darwin.
Yeah, he's really good.
He's also an IFBB pro. So yeah, there's some of the best genetics. How about you? Who are you thinking now?
Um, so one of Tom's guys, Jack, his name's Jack.
Um,
Do you know the one I'm talking about?
think so. Is he English? He's
Yeah,
got
I
a
mean,
foreign guy who's got crazy legs.
really?
It's not him then. It's clean up.
Jack Eagles.
Oh, he goes to Metcon. That's my like. Yeah, yeah, I know it. He goes to with the gym I go to. Yeah, unbelievable.
He's got crazy shape.
Yeah,
Um,
I go to two gyms. The other gym I go to, Metcon, he's there,
it's just that he's so thick. Like
and he's like 21. Yeah, he's like 21 or 22 or something.
that's the mad thing, isn't it? That's the mad thing.
Yeah, he's up there, mate. He's up there for
There's
sure.
just so many guys that have got those like really good genetics when you look on their Instagram. I think a lot of them is when they diet down and actually come down, whether that translates.
Agree. Well, do you know what? Here's the other thing. Me and I used to talk about this funny enough with Louis. Um, Genetics is as much as it's physical, mental as well, and your genetic ability to just fucking knuckle down. And even when shit is coming your way, you can just like sit through shit. I do believe there's a genetic element there as well.
Oh, massively. I think that's
Yeah,
one of your strongest points actually, because you can fucking diet, you know,
yeah, yeah,
you can diet. I think whether that comes with time,
yeah.
where because I know I've gotten better, I've loads better compared to how I was. Um, but it's certainly a genetic component to that being able to diet because you see a lot of guys that look store body fat really favorably in the off season where it's quite evenly spread out and they look really good in the off season, still quite heavy. You're like, this guy's 280, you know, he looks fairly lean, and then they diet down and dwindle to nothing.
Yeah, that's it. What that's almost like the catch 22. The guys with the best genetics physically don't often have it up here as well. Because almost they don't have to try as hard, so they're like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, yeah,
Um, and my client AJ, like, if if we can nail it, yeah, like, because my worry with him is this, because he looks so fucking good, he almost takes his foot off the gas, and it's like, nah. But hopefully we can change that this year. But yeah. Right, next question. This one's I'm going to answer it real quick. Do you think James should keep bulking a bit longer? You know, James Underwood,
no.
James U Fitness. Yeah, he's a local
Oh,
lad.
James, yeah, James, I know
Yeah,
James, yeah.
James, of course you do. Yeah, fuck me, it's so annoying. He keeps saying he's going to compete, but then he's like, I just want to bulk a bit more. I just want to bulk a bit more. Bro, you're big enough. He's
Has he
massive.
competed before?
Never,
Right.
never. He's got so
He
much
is
muscle
huge.
mass. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
huge. He's huge. So
He
James, if
had
you
a
watch it,
quad injury or something, didn't he? So,
yeah,
but do you think
James.
a lot of people use that as an excuse? Oh, I've just hurt my quad a little bit, so I'm just gonna. That's my reasoning. Not.
Well, his fucking quad was literally detached completely. Like,
Oh, really?
yeah, like fucked it, like proper, yeah. And he's had some digestive issues of his stomach and operation, and like he has had some shit. But ever since I've known him, he's probably said he's going to compete like 5 or 10 times. and he never follows through. So yeah, James, fuck off with your
A lot
bullshit.
of people seem to do that. I mean, I've done that a couple of times as well before, where you get to a point, you get scared off, and you're like, oh no, you know, I'm not good enough yet. And it's like, how do you know? Because the minute you step on stage, that's when you find out how good you are and what you need to work on
I
potentially.
think I think what a lot of the time is like this. What happens like on a macro scale is like people diet for a little bit, they look worse because you know you go in that shit phase and think, no, 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 abort, 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 abort. They stop dieting because they're like, oh, what's the point? I look shit.
Mm-hmm.
But when you get past that point, as you well know, you start looking better and better and better.
You
You just
start
got to
looking, yeah.
yeah. Right, next one. What are your own personal cruise dosages? I know it is person dependent, but I'm just curious as to your own dosing if there is a reason behind the specific dosage. Want to answer?
200 is a test for me. That
And
kind of
what is
keeps me.
and he is also curious as to is there a reason behind it.
Well, reason is it keeps your testosterone levels within natural or slightly
Yeah,
outside of,
yeah,
but it,
natural.
it allows your blood work to return back to baseline.
Yeah. So the reason behind it would be if you were to come off, then you're going to be fucked. You're going to be fucked in a whole multitude of ways. You have enough that you're not going to crash, but not too much that you're now throwing everything off again. So for me, I'd probably go even a bit less. I'd go to probably 125, 150, which is
Mhm.
I think 125 is the TRT, right?
Again, it's different for everyone because some people need more. There's people that are probably on 250, and because they just metabolize the drug so much quicker. Depends on body fat. So if you're fatter, you probably need more because you're going to aromatize more.
So yeah, I mean, yeah, to answer that one, then yeah, it would just be somewhere in the region of like 125 to 200.
Just go by blood work. Just do your blood work.
People don't. People
No,
don't. Oh my god, they do not. Like I have to fucking force some of my clients because they just won't. It's like you're right.
I mean, it's expensive. I feel bad sometimes asking my clients to do their blood work because because I'm like, it's 200 quid, you know?
No, if you don't have that like that much expendable income, it's chopped. I mean, you could just buy a bottle of test, and that'll last you like what 10 weeks, you know,
Yeah.
and yeah. So
And a lot of times, a lot of the health sups and all that stuff, that's even more expensive
oh,
because you can be spending 200 quid a month.
I tell you what, right? If I did everything that Martin prescribed me when I was with Martin, the health subs, even my sponsor couldn't cover them. Like, so my sponsor allowed me like 300 a month. I don't really know like what it is exactly, right? But it's way more
Yeah.
for
Oh,
all
yeah.
of the things.
300 a month is only 10 bits.
Yeah,
By the time you grab your protein,
yeah. Protein, cream of rice, like two of each. Yeah. So yeah. To be honest with you, I was like, I'm going to pick and choose a few bits that I think to be more important, and I'll do
but
them.
that's right because say for you it's cholesterol.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So you think, okay, well that needs addressing. My kidneys potentially don't, so I'm going to skip out on that. You know,
That's exactly what happened. Like literally, that's exactly it. So it was like krill oil,
yeah,
citrus bergamot, garlic capsules, and also lipid max.
yeah.
But then my kidneys were fine, the liver was fine. So yeah,
And again, I think that comes down to again, do your blood work
yeah, yeah,
because that's
yeah,
how
yeah.
you find out.
That's the only way you know. It's the only way you know. All right, next one. Best best body part of people you know. Best chest, best back, best arms, best delts, best legs, etc.
That's quite tough, isn't it? Because I mean, all right,
All
quads,
right. So let's do it one by one, right? People we know, we have to know them,
yeah,
not just Instagram, like know them. Yeah.
okay.
Best chest.
Let's go from legs to unless you've
Okay.
got someone in mind for chest.
Okay. Okay, guys. So best quads.
Lucas Wilson.
Oh yeah, that'd be hard to argue that one.
I mean, it was just because obviously people don't know who the fuck he
Yeah,
is.
go on, go on. Yeah,
Uh,
that's quite hard to argue actually.
yeah, like
Yeah,
his quads are just.
It's got to be Lucas, isn't it? His quads are mental.
Oh yeah, his quads are like just fucking stupid.
I'm trying to think now. I mean,
It's like fucking hell.
oh,
Yeah,
you,
but his quads are mental.
yeah,
He's literally got like pro level quads.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um,
It's a funny one because, like, if we're talking about overall, like, so like the detail, the condition, the
of
size.
course, yeah.
So detail, you'd be hard pushed to beat Craig's. Detail wise, Craig's got some of the best legs, but they're not necessarily the biggest. They're big, they're big, they're
And
big.
shape wise as well.
Yeah, but I wouldn't necessarily say that they're the best overall, but detail wise, Craig's legs are phenomenal.
Yeah, but some of yours, I'd say yours get
Yeah,
in
yeah,
that.
yeah.
They get up there with the
I've got so
detail.
I've got good quad details. So yeah, but Lucas, honestly, Lucas's legs, like, yeah, fucking amazing. Right, best
So hamstrings.
hamstrings.
Hamstrings is hard because not a lot of people have decent hamstrings to wear.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Because
Think about think about that. Who's got like properly?
um that's hard, isn't it? Because
Do
because a lot of people don't get their hamstrings in, even if they got fairly decent hamstrings.
you know what? I'm going to back myself a little bit. My hamstring detail is good on stage, but the size of my hamstrings from the back isn't fantastic. From my side chest and stuff is okay, but the detail from the back. Again, I sound like a bit of a cock, but I'm just going to be honest with you. Not that many people have got it at that level.
Yeah, no,
Detail.
100%, 100%.
But I
I
feel
tell
like
you
a
what,
big
when I
chest.
saw Reese's hamstrings
Oh,
when he was up against you, that was a standout.
I'll go with that. I'll agree with you. Reese's glutes and hams were phenomenal.
Yeah,
Yeah, let's go Reese because even the size and everything, size and detail. So yeah, cards. You got some good old cards in you, boy.
yeah, mine are all right, but like surely they're not. Who's that? Who's got decent cars?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. No one jumps out. I'm sure there is someone who has a mate, but like no one's jumping out to my boy.
Uh,
You, uh,
that Jack, he's got really good fucking cars.
Jack. Which one? The one we
That
just looked
Jack
at.
Eagle.
Let's go with you. Best dealt.
Hmm.
Two come to
Delts
my
is
mind.
hard, isn't it? Because a lot of people have massive delts, but they're like
Ah, yeah, that's true.
they're a bit suspect, you know.
Yeah. Right.
I
So the
mean,
two
we've
I'm
got
thinking,
decent delts, but
yeah, there's two people that come to mind, but they're a little bit suspect.
Connor,
Connor's one. Who's the other one?
Josh,
Connor and Josh have got some of the biggest outs you'll ever see in your fucking life. But, but they're not the most detailed, right? But if you want impactful deep doubts, those two. It's gotta be in it. It's gotta be. It's gotta be. Yeah. Well, let's just go with them two then. Let's go with them two.
yeah, because I mean, that I think most of us have decent delts. Like, what
Yeah.
bodybuilder hasn't got like delts is one of those things that most of us have.
Yeah, you kind of like do we just press it? We've been pressing for like what, like
If your delts are shit, you just quit bodybuilding, you know.
yeah. Delts make the physique. They do. They
They
really
do,
make the
yeah.
physique. They really make you like stand out. So yeah, let's go
But
Connor or Joshua.
if you were to separate him into front, side, and rear, I'd say front delts. Your front delts are just mental.
Yeah, they're
So,
oversized. It's stupid.
so you might take the front delt.
Yeah. Uh Connor has got to have no, hold on a minute. Hard to overlook Connor and Josh. Their delts are just they look stuck on.
Yeah. And I
So
mean, like, look, when we say suspect, it's allowed. You can pin your doubts. We pin our doubts. You know,
oh,
it's fine to do. It's not like it's you're cheating. You know.
so for context for people watching who don't know Josh, so this is Josh's doubts.
Yeah,
Look at that. He does the rear lat spread as well. Look at
I
his
know.
posterior
Mental.
delt. Look at that there.
Yeah,
I'd say Josh has got the rear delts.
I think when you hit that front relaxed, your delts just like go,
Yeah, yeah.
which that's what makes the pose. I think.
Um, and Connor, let's get him up as well.
Connor in that most muscular is just insane.
Yeah, the roundness in his delts is just crazy. This was actually the show that me and him did together, actually. So
Yeah, yeah, that's just,
yeah, they look like proper pumpkins, don't they?
yeah,
So I would say overall development would be Josh or Connor for the
yeah.
Fairbairn. So next one is best arms. I've actually got a contender, I think, straight away.
Right. Jim.
Oh shit, I wasn't even going to say him, but yeah, the biceps especially. I was actually going to say Dan McNabb.
Yeah.
Right, wait, his triceps are like, oh shit. Hold on a minute. Do you know Harley Judge?
Yes. Well, I don't know him. No, I don't know him personally, but I know of him.
Yeah, Harley Judge's triceps, man. They're like trying to get one of
Arms
Dan.
is tricky, isn't it? Because a lot of people have, say, decent bicep, but the tricep doesn't match.
There you go. Is Dan's so Dan's like most muscular zoomed in on it.
Yeah, 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 yeah. No, I reckon Jim's the better.
Hold on a minute. Let's get this guy. Harley Judge's triceps. They're literally like fucking Phil Heath level.
Yeah,
Look at this shit. Like he just
yeah.
he insert right down by his elbow.
My mate,
Uh
my mate Jack's got arms like that too.
Jack.
Jack Thompson.
Look at this fucking insertion on his tricep.
I'd say Jack's a better, if you ask me. It's just that his overall look.
Oh shit, yeah, they're big. Oh shit, yeah, yeah, Jack, yeah, of course. Yeah, he's
I'd
got
say
massive
Jack's
arms.
arms, and especially they look like that in person. Like, look when he hits that front double.
No, I can't say that they're the best arms. No way.
Oh no! But I'd say they're better than.
You reckon they're better than Harley's?
Yeah. Again, I've never seen him in person because you know a lot of people like look one way on Instagram, but they look different. Yeah, right. Maybe I
Who's got
mean,
the best?
that's pretty.
Yeah, fucking big.
It's hard, isn't it? It's hard
It's
because
hard.
again,
It's hard. But they're so
in
the front runners then the people who just
it's hard. I
join
tell you why it's hard because it's one. How does that translate when you stand next to someone on stage? We all look decent. My arms look good in pictures. You know, it's. But when you stand next to someone else, that's where it makes a difference. Your arms look good by yourself in pictures.
yeah.
Everyone looks good in pictures by themselves. That's the point because you pick the lighting, you pick the angle, you pick your it's you have a pump, but I think when you stand next to someone else, how does that translate stood next to someone else?
Yeah, I get that. I get that.
I would say Jim's arms are probably next level though.
Yeah, Jim is legit. Do you know someone we fucking forgot? Our favourite.
Kuba. Yeah, but we don't know him. He's not like someone we know, you know?
No, that's true. That's true. Hold on a minute. Sorry, I had that photo up.
Yeah,
Yeah, we
Kuba.
don't know him. Okay, Jim Giorgio, best arms. Let's finalise. I would honestly say there was a strong argument for Harley Judge as well, but I'll go with Jim.
Oh yeah, I don't disagree. Yeah. I'd say the thing is his triceps are not on par.
Yeah,
So
let me.
his triceps are short. His biceps, his peaks are like mental. They're a bit like mine. Well, the biceps like have the peak, but the triceps don't insert like the same way.
There you go. Look at that for a fucking.
Yeah, that's just stupid.
Yeah, they're so fucking defined. There's someone else that we just forgot as well. Oh shit! Where is he? Oh yeah,
Who is
Nick. Nick. What? I'm pretty sure Nick Whitehouse got it. You know, Nick. Is it Whitehead? Big Nick. You know, yeah, Nick Whitehouse. You know him? This guy.
uh,
This dude. He won the FitX overall, and he won PCA British as well.
oh yeah, oh yeah.
His arms are
Say
fucking
they're the
mental.
best.
Yeah, maybe not. He's just very bubbly. Like he's very
Yeah,
like rounded.
yeah.
Anyway, let's move on. Let's move on. So let's go to the next one. Best
Back.
best back.
I would say, can we have top three,
Go on,
which
yeah.
are very comparable? So you're up there,
Big
Dan,
compliment. Yeah.
and probably Josh has got a really good back.
Oh, is you know, in that lineup, Jamie Harrison.
Yeah, I I wouldn't say it's as good, but
Yeah. Well, that's a hell of a list to be in there. And yeah, I don't know.
I mean your back's definitely in there.
I don't know if I agree. I would say that I'm really proud of my back, and I'd say it's maybe like a top tenner, maybe. I don't know
I
if
tell you
it's
what,
quite at their level.
I think your lat spread
Yeah,
is crazy.
yeah, maybe.
I think not many people have both
Right.
the lat spread and the rear double.
Yeah.
Even like Phil Heath when he hits that, yeah. See how much more impressive that lat spread is. It's insane.
Mm. Yeah. As you say, not many have got both. Ronnie, Phil, me, just the top three basically. No, I'm joking. No, not many have got both. You're right. Quite often you'll find they've got this really thick back when they do the back double. But when they do the lat spread, like they don't have them hanging lats.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I know
would
what you're
say
saying.
Dan's got both because Dan's lat spread
Dan,
is really good. And his rear double as well.
yeah, Dan's back is fucking crazy. Let's get it up.
Maybe that's what we're missing. We need to learn how to deadlift 400 kilos.
There he goes, his back double.
Mate, that's insane.
And then his lat spread is
Yeah.
yeah, that's ridiculous, mate. Really good. Um,
We
yeah,
covered it, didn't we?
yeah.
Chest.
Best
Well,
chest.
it's not us, so
Yeah, definitely not us. I would again make a big argument for. I keep saying him, but Dan
Josh,
McNabb. Dan McNabb,
he's got these crazy veins, doesn't he? Like in his chest.
just so full. I've trained with him, like, and we did chest, and just like
I don't. Josh is hard to beat. Josh has got a weird shape to his chest, though. I would say that. But
Josh
Josh's
Law.
chest is yeah,
Josh Law, he's got a massive like gap between, hasn't he?
yeah.
They're very, very pronounced. There you go. Here's
Thick.
Dan and Josh stood next to each other on stage.
Yeah, Dan's chest is just like really like big and square.
I would say Josh's is more square.
No, as in like hangs lower, occupies
Yes.
more space.
Who else? Who else can you think of? What's Lucas Wilson's like? Probably big.
No.
Uh,
He's not. his upper body is not like on par with his lower.
Oh, but he's very wide. Yeah, okay, yeah, yeah,
He
yeah.
is wide. He's tall and he's wide and he's really mate. He is impressive. He's really impressive. But
Very impressive.
um, his quads are just like overwhelming compared to.
Yeah. Oh man, yeah, he looks fucking great. Oh, a couple of good people again. That Nick Whitehouse, so I just showed you. Craig.
Craig is a good
Craig's
one.
chest is very, very good. Uh, Connor Fairbairn, really good chest as well. Anyone else comes out here?
Mm,
I'm just scrolling and hopefully someone's name comes up. I'm like, oh yeah. Guy Harding,
I think when you because they're all decent chests, but is that someone that's like? Can you think of someone that's like, what the fuck?
Jordan Gomez.
Yeah,
Jordan Gomez has got some of the best everything.
yeah, I know. Yeah,
Never even mentioned him. He's like, unbelievably good. Hold on, I'll get Guy Harding up. Yeah, look at this, man. Fucking hell.
yeah, that's really good.
Let's get Jordan Gomez up. Guy Harding, he's fucking phenomenal. Jordan Gomez. I'm pretty sure Jordan's chest is pretty fucking.
And again,
He's
like,
just so round and so fucking full.
yeah, yeah, but then he does still lack that upper.
What? You think he lacks upper?
Well, from that lighting, like, no. Look, what I'm saying is, yeah, when we're talking about the best chest,
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you got to be nitpicky, right? I get it. But Jordan Gomez is very, very complete. Very complete. Like his quarter tone. Look at the
oh, of
fucking thickness.
course,
Look at this. Look at the thickness on his quarter tone.
yeah. Oh, mate, these quarter turns, if he smokes everyone in them quarter turns.
Oh, he's so good at it, yeah. Who else is jumping out of you when you think of these good people?
Fuck knows,
There's so many people that we like gonna miss, and it's like that Jamie Harrison, super full, super round. Reese McDonald,
yeah,
like these guys, fucking Drew Walker. Drew Walker's got some standout body weight. Do you know Drew Walker? His legs are crazy. Back's amazing. Legs. Matt Balmer.
yeah, that's true.
Like I don't know him well, but I've spoken to him a few times. His legs are hard to beat. Look at those fuckers, mate.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. We can probably give him the arms as well. Fuck me.
Probably. Oh, mate, what the fuck? Some people are just
Bro,
built
it's
for
really
this.
hard,
Yeah,
isn't it? It's
some people are just built for this game, I tell you. So yeah. Well, there you go. Think we made our way through it anyway. Right, next question.
let's do them a little bit faster.
Yeah. Opinion on microdosing.
I'm not a fan personally because again, it's about. I've actually answered this question in my story before. Microdosing, obviously, that means daily shots, and that means remaining consistent with it for how long? How long can you do that for? The question I got asked was about TRT, and it's like TRT means for life. So I don't want to be pinning myself every fucking day. I think a nice medium is like Monday, Wednesday, Friday. That's what I've always done.
I agree. I think it's not overthinking. That's probably the right. It's overkill. I don't
Yeah.
think that. I think what you can get from an anthate ester jabbed every 3 days or so is fine.
Yeah, I don't think you get any more benefit out of, especially for a TRT.
It's so marginal. And do you know what the other thing is? The person who asked that, with all due respect, probably has no business asking that. But just don't worry about it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let's say it gave you a 0.001% increase. Who needs to worry about that other than like the
So
elite?
what they worry about is the estrogen conversion.
Yeah,
But
but okay, go on, elaborate on that.
well, so if you're jabbing 600 meg in one go
Oh,
compared
okay.
to spreading it, you're obviously going to get more conversion. But we're not going to jab it once. But if you jab 200, 200, 200 compared to say 100 daily, Well,
I would argue that the overriding amount is still, yeah,
yes,
yeah.
because
So,
you still get that build up of peak
yeah, yeah.
blood concentration. So at the end, I mean, no, you do get less conversion if you jab it less often. But then again, are you getting any more benefit out of 3 shots compared to 7 shots?
That's kind of what I mean. Yeah. So if you're going to the extreme, let's say you did 600 milligrams in one go, yeah, sure. I don't think that that's a good idea either.
Yeah.
I think there's a middle ground, and it works fine.
And this is the thing that kind of is, people are very extreme. It's either got to be 17 shots a day, or it's like once every 2 weeks. Why can't you just do somewhere in the middle?
Yeah, I agree on that one, mate. I agree on that one. 100%.
And just to kind of finish off on that, as a bodybuilder,
Yeah.
for most of us, the reality for us is that we're pinning daily of some sort, whether you're pinning insulin or growth hormone or some peptides or whatever else people pin, you have to inject yourself at some point. So why would you want to do that even more?
Yeah, I that's one of the things I resent about bodybuilding. Actually, I fucking like jabbing all the time.
Yeah.
If I can reduce jabs, I will. You know, to me, that stress is removed. If I have to jab less, I'm less stressed. Therefore, I can progress more in my mind.
Yeah.
No, I agree, man. Peak bodybuilder versus powerlifter versus strongman
What does that mean?
in a fight. I don't know.
Or strength.
Oh, depends. You would probably bet your
Who's the
money.
strongest? If you take a peak bodybuilder, peak powerlifter, peak strongman.
Overall strength, peak strongman, yes.
And I think because a powerlifter probably the weakest, only because as a powerlifter you're mainly just good at the 3 lifts and
You're
nothing
good at
else.
3 things, nothing else. As a bodybuilder, you're kind of all round, but not extreme. And
Yeah.
then as a strongman, you're fit and strong.
Your job is to be fucking strong.
Yeah, but also be able to do it for a lot of reps as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
I would say
endurance of a strongman is like a massive part. Whereas
yes.
we're fucking shit at endurance.
Yeah, yeah. I would say a strongman. If it was a fight as well, I would say probably a strongman as well. I feel like bodybuilders are pussiest as well.
Powerlifters are fat, so
Yeah. Oh shit. If you coach Dave for his show, what would you have done different? I don't know if it's a can of worms that I want to open.
go on.
Well, hold on. There's nothing bad going on here. Like more time, like a longer prep with less extreme methods, aka
How much longer? How much longer? No, so let's go from the start.
okay.
Would we have started at this
Ah,
competition?
okay. Hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. Rewind.
Yeah.
If you were my client, I wouldn't have put you at that body weight initially. So you would
Yeah.
have been 250 to 260 max.
Yeah.
Right. Then we would have started dieting, but I wouldn't have been as extreme, in the low food, and I would have kept your output lower for longer.
Yeah.
So I would have introduced it gradually to keep your physique fresher. And then I wouldn't have necessarily set a date to it. And I would have, if you had said, right, I want to do this show, I would have said, no, just wait, you know? So
Yeah.
basically, longer prep, less weight in off season, less extreme methods, and a more modest peak.
Yeah.
That's it.
Well, that's pretty much completely opposite to what we then did.
Yeah. Well,
So,
next time, mate. Next time. Are you going to get a tap? Probably not.
a tan. Oh, that's
That's
one
your,
of those next ones.
oh, you reckon it? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I reckon so.
That's your thing. Would Ryan ever do a collab with Chubby on his OnlyFans? That would be the hottest thing ever.
I've pretty much like thrown the towel in with that. I can't be bothered.
Oh, really?
Yeah, mate.
Bored
The
of it
thing
now.
is, it's like I can't be bothered because the thing is, right? In order for you to actually do well, you got to do shit that I'm not willing to do. I'm not willing to go to meetups and fucking do gay shit with guys. Fuck that shit.
Mate,
No.
mate, be specific. Be specific. What are you willing to do, and then what are you not willing to do? Where's the cut-off point? Tell me.
Just put pictures of myself.
So you're happy to do photos of yourself. You're not happy as soon as it becomes like physical.
Yeah, well, no, physical. Like you do stuff with your missus on there, fine, that's fine. But to keep progressing, you have to expand outside of that. You got to go meet other people. You got to like collab with other people. You got to do meetups. Like I see the shit they do, and they like to see guys doing shit with guys, which I have no interest doing. I would never want to do. The amount of what you get out of it. So even if, like, let's say on a really good month, you might make $1,000. For me, that's not worth it because, like, people are like, "Oh yeah, but you just put pictures up of yourself." No, because you still need to promote it. I can't
Yeah,
really.
and you're still talking to them, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, to me, that's just it's hassle. $1,000 is not enough for me to do that. No way.
Right. Okay. Hold on.
So,
You and me collabing, $5,000.
what for a single one?
Yeah, one time, and what? And you got to toss me off.
Oh, fuck me. Why do I get to do that? Why can't it be?
Oh, so you want me to toss you off for $5,000?
Well, yeah, because if it's my OnlyFans, people want to see people.
Yeah. Right. So I've
Well,
got to
either
toss you
one,
off.
it's just as bad, isn't it? It's just as bad.
Bro, we
It's
would
just as
bro,
gay.
bro, we would never live that one down. Imagine there's a fucking video of me just
I know.
fuck that. Right, $10,000.
10 grand. 10 grand is more doable because it's your mate. It's fine. You could say it's all right. If it's like some random fucking guy, imagine how awkward that would be. You just go and meet up with some random guy and you get him to
What's
do shit.
what? You don't reckon it'd be awkward, you and me? What if we were like eye contact and I was beating you off?
I'll just look away.
Oh shit! Fuck it. Yeah, no, we're not doing that. Fuck that.
No, we're
Okay.
definitely. Someone will be like, I can give you 5 grand.
But you know what? Like, put the money on the table. Yeah.
That's exactly. Yeah.
Money talks,
No,
mate.
it's not worth the. It's not worth what you get out of it. It's
Yeah,
not.
I know what you mean. I know what you mean. Updated opinion on the universe after last weekend.
What happened last weekend?
Guess they mean the physiques.
Oh yeah.
Uh, no, I still back Craig. I don't get me wrong. Like, I know it's obviously a knock, but I think the way that FedEx judged it is what worked against Craig. If Craig
Yeah.
was against a load of other Class One guys, it would have been judged differently. So I still back Craig, and I still think you're going to get this. You're going to,
Well, Dan said I'm not. He's that. I'm not going to lose the bet. So
yeah. Dan said something similar to me, and so Dan should. Dan should be
yeah,
backing himself.
yeah,
Fucking
yeah,
right.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah, no. I still the bet stands. The bet remains. I'm happy with it. Next one. One sec. Keep clicking the same one. Sorry, mate. Would you would you have won the universe if you did it this year? Uh
True.
well, I only know of three other guys doing it. Like I'm like so basically, would I beat Dan, Craig, and Chris? They're the guys that I know. Yeah,
Oh, do you know who else is doing it? You know
go on,
that Gaz Inc.
Gazing. Yes.
doing it.
He won the PTA recently. He won an overall, didn't he? Yeah,
Good.
yeah, he's good. So okay, so him, Chris, Craig, and Dan. Would I win against them? I gotta back myself. I gotta back myself. Uh, but the reality is, I'm not a dickhead, and I do know that any of them could beat me. Like I do know that. But if I bring my best, yeah, I back myself. Yeah, I do. But
So you should. You know you.
yeah, yeah. But I'd expect them all to back themselves too.
Yeah, yeah.
You know. So
And the
that's it.
thing is, it's not like you're going up against like Phil Heath and you're like, yeah, I'll beat
Yeah.
Phil. You know,
No, no,
you're
no,
you're
no.
going up against people that are on your level, and you think, or like similar, like that sort of level. You know.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Yeah, it's no disrespect though. They're all fucking fantastic, and you know, if you lose to someone of Anne's level, Chris level, Craig's level, like, they're really good, mate. So there's no shame in that.
Yeah, 100%.
If you had to pick a coach today, who would you choose? I actually had a conversation with someone on the weekend about it. I literally approached him. The person I've got in my mind, not definite yet, is Sass. Yeah.
Do you
So
know what? Go on, now go on.
I saw Sass and I said, "Hello, mate." We waved at each other because we speak when we see each other. And I quickly jogged over to him and said, "Mate, you got 2 minutes?" He went, "Yeah, yeah, yeah." And I said, "Thinking about getting a new coach, and I'm thinking about you." And he was like, "Oh, I'd love to have you." You know, he was like, "Yeah, like send me a message when you're ready, and we'll go."
So I've seen a lot of Sass's plans because I know a lot of people that get coached by him. I'm friends with a lot of people that get coached by him. Everything he does is against the science, and a lot of these spreadsheet bodybuilders, you know, like logbooking and all that. He goes against every single thing of that. But when it comes to peaking, guys, how often does it get it wrong?
That's kind of what I think.
How how often do you see him get it wrong?
I've seen a lot of his guys over the years. Good, like
And
good.
Sass doesn't care to smash you in the cardio,
Yeah,
pull your food all the way down to nothing, which that you thrive in that. You
I'm
thrive in
fine.
that.
I'm fine. I want that. Yeah, I want that.
So, you
Yeah,
know,
yeah. Can I ask one thing? Because he coaches Lucas, right? What's his communication like? And what I mean is it WhatsApp or is it email?
it's email. He coaches. I'm sure.
Or
I'm sure. I mean, he sends the diets and the check-ins and that because he's very old school, isn't he? But I'm sure if you wanted contact, I'll link you up with a couple of guys that I know that he coaches, and you can speak to them.
yeah, that'd be interesting, right? So if he only does
You know,
email
Josh.
contact,
I think his name's Josh Gold, Ginger Josh.
yeah, Josh, yeah.
He's coached by. He's made a lot of progress. He's
Oh,
made a
he's
lot
fucking
of
big.
progress.
Yeah, he's
He
big.
is. I had a chat with him at my show actually.
He's quite a nice lad, isn't
Um,
he?
him, a guy called Tom at my gym. He gets coached by him too.
He was coaching Joe Cross when he won the overall at FitX. He was coaching
He coaches that Luca as well.
Luca Pola. Yeah, he
He's
coaches.
another one that we left out. He's fucking good.
Oh mate, yeah, he's unbelievable. Yeah. Jamie Harrison, mind you, he's gone to Martin now. Funny enough, he left Sass to go to Martin,
All right.
which was weird. But right, so for me, that's a deal breaker. If he only communicates via email and I have to email him, I don't know if I want it,
Have a
which is
chat
a
with him.
shame.
And I think it's client to client. Maybe he might send you the diet on email,
As long as
but
he talks to me on WhatsApp, that's fine.
yeah, I'm
Honestly,
sure you can sort that out. Again, it's I know that his diets come through on email.
uh,
But then a lot of coaches do that stupid like Loom thing where I can like when we first started out and I said to you, don't send me that shit. Just talk to me on WhatsApp. I can't be fucking I'm
yeah,
not listening to fucking Loom fucking messages. Like, I'm not doing that.
yeah. The loom I always found unnecessary.
Yeah.
It's unnecessary.
Bullshit.
Yeah,
It's like, look, it's good if you're like a lifestyle client or if you're
yeah,
someone that's like almost like thinks that your service is measured by how fancy your
yeah.
you know, spreadsheets and all of that is. I don't care for that.
No, I
I'll
don't
chat
care.
to you in person. Voice
What,
note, and that's.
yeah, man. Do you know what? As soon as Martin needed to talk to me about anything serious, he would fuck his app off. You just go to WhatsApp or call me. Like,
I
you
always
know,
found that app with Martin because he's the only one that I've been with that uses that redundant because so you want me because I knew every time I'll check in, I'll send him the pictures and I'll send him a message and he'll be like, "Have you done the app?" I'm like, "Oh no, oh, for fuck's sake, I'll do it." And it's like, mate, this is such a pointless thing that app is
yeah,
because it's like it's the same shit every fucking week.
yeah,
And it's like, why can't we just do the same shit? And then we go over the same shit on WhatsApp. Why? What's the point?
yeah. As you say, it works for lifestyle, but not for someone like you and I. Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't care for it.
I agree. I'm saying. I'm saying.
And I'll never do it myself with my clients. I
No,
refuse to do that shit.
no. I just talk to him. Just
Yeah.
talk to him.
I still send diets on to my clients. I diet on WhatsApp and I'll send it to you on WhatsApp.
I send the document because on my computer on an email, but then everything else is what is WhatsApp. Like I want you to talk to me on WhatsApp. In fact, when people email me, I get a little bit pissed off. Like I don't want an email. If you just frozen, for fuck's sake, Dave.
You
Back.
froze.
I might have to edit that out. My internet connection is unstable. Anyway, yeah. Right. I think I've got one more of worth. We'll do that and then we'll call time.
Cool.
Yeah, the other one's a little bit shit. So, have you ever tried semaglutide or tirzepatide? Never heard of that. While dieting, I had lots of amazing things, especially Terz.
So GLP-1. No, but I've read into it just because I like drugs. So I,
Yeah.
um so do you know what it is?
Semaglutide, yes. So it was explained to me by someone not quite recently. So I heard that it was a diet drug, and immediately I disregarded it. But then I kept hearing it, kept hearing it, kept hearing it. So I'm like, fucking hell, what is this thing? So basically, it suppresses appetite, right? So it gives you the desire to eat reduces.
So it's actually a diabetic drug.
Yeah.
It has got positive effects when it comes to lowering your blood sugar. So it's actually good for insulin sensitivity.
That's what it is, isn't it? That's it. So when your blood sugar doesn't spike,
no. So what
it
it does
doesn't
is
drop.
actually it's a glucagon like 1 receptor.
Right.
GLP-1. So it's like a glucagon. So obviously glucagon is the hormone that signals satiety.
From
So
hold on a
right,
minute. Is that not from ghrelin?
right. So ghrelin goes up, glucagon's low. So you eat and then your glucagon spikes. So glucagon then signals that you're full. So insulin is high because you're producing insulin. So over time, insulin comes down, glucagon comes down, that spikes ghrelin up, signal you're hungry, you eat.
Right. Yeah.
So that gives you a sense of constantly being full, basically. So glucagon is always high. So you don't feel hungry.
Hmm.
It also slows down gastric emptying, so
Yeah.
you're full for longer.
I think that's actually sounds like a really good drug then.
It is, and it
So,
doesn't. So it,
go
go on.
on, go on. No, you go.
It doesn't. It's not stimulant base, unlike Clen or anything like that. It doesn't mess with your thyroid, which is also a plus.
What are the side effects?
It makes you feel nauseous. That's a side effect. So nausea is a side effect. Low blood sugar. So if you're in prep and you're taking that, meaning that you're already quite insulin sensitive and your blood sugar tends to tend to go hypo, that could be an issue for someone, because again they use it on these obese fatties. They never use it on a bodybuilder.
Right.
Um,
What about long term effects? Side effects?
such a new drug, we can't know. But in theory, there shouldn't be anything like that. There shouldn't be much of a. It's on paper, it sounds really a really sound drug. I know of people that have used it and people anecdotally that have read that have used it and they said it's really good. Bodybuilders say that it actually makes you struggle eating, so you kind of have to force yourself to eat, which could be a negative.
Yeah, depending on what stage, right? Yeah.
Well, I mean, even in prep, like you never want to not want to eat.
No, that's true. I feel like that's the kind of drug that someone. So the guy who told me about it, Chris Brumed, he, by his own admission, he even had a tummy tuck last year. He's a
Yeah,
pretty good bodybuilder, but he has always struggled with his weight. Like he
yeah.
struggled with his appetite. He was like a bigger when he was a kid. He was bigger. I think this is the kind of drug that people who struggle with their appetite, struggle with their weight, like. For me personally, I've never had that, so it's not something
Oh,
I even.
that wouldn't be applicable to you.
Yeah, it's not even something that I would even ever think of.
Cost is the other thing that's a side effect. It's fucking expensive.
What, like
So
growth
you're
hormone
talking
expensive?
more.
Whoa.
Well, Yeah, mate. I mean, it depends how much you're taking. So they start you at 0.25 milligram. The pens come in at 0.25, zero point 0.5, and 1 milligram. I think they might come in at 2.5 as well, 2.5 being the max dose. But if you're taking that once a week, because it's once a week dosage, a pen has four dosages, four shots essentially. So if you're taking 1 milligram, a pen, let's say 0.5 milligram, which is the most common one, 170 quid can last you what, like 2 weeks. And if
Wow.
someone bigger, you might need to take the full 2 milligram dosage. So you might be going for a pen a week. So it's fucking expensive.
Wow. Okay.
That is the downside of it. It's really fucking expensive.
Okay.
You
But I
can buy
think
that on. You can buy that like Lloyd's boots. They sell it. You can buy it freely.
so. I remember when I just heard about it. Someone did a story on Instagram, and they were like, "Wow, this fucking drug! People are so lazy. Why are you relying on the drug?" And I thought to myself, hold on. So then I went onto Google and I found out about the drug. And I thought that sounds like a really good thing because I
Yes.
think a lot of people really struggle, and if this thing can make you not struggle, surely that's a good thing.
What do you? I mean, that doesn't that apply to anything though when it comes to bodybuilding? Lazy. I mean, you could say that about Clen. You could say that about T3. You could say that about anything that we use.
Testosterone,
Just do it fucking naturally then.
testosterone, like oh, what you can't wait to build muscle. Like yeah, you need like
I think anything that makes the process easier and with the least amount of side effects, why not?
totally agree, totally agree. Because ultimately, we're everything that we take, everything that we do is we're trying to be the most efficient way of doing things, right?
Yeah.
And if you're someone who struggles with your appetite, that yeah,
So
sounds like a good drug.
you can buy a generic version of it from China, which is much cheaper.
What
But I
what's the
don't.
other one? The other one,
So there's a
erzapatide.
yeah. So you got a couple of different, all the same shit essentially.
Okay,
So
okay.
you've got semaglutide, which is once a week dosage, and you got liraglutide, which is Saxenda. So that's like that has a half life of about 12 hours. So you got to take that 1 to 2 times a day. So for someone like a bodybuilder, it might be actually a better option because it's not in your system a whole week.
Yeah, so you can sort of like come out of it, kind of thing.
Hmm.
Do you get like uh when you come off it? What's the sort of like like the turnover period of like getting back to like normal levels again? I guess it
Well,
depends on the half life, right?
depends exactly depends how well depends how quickly you metabolize the drug, but also again if you're taking it's like imagine test synanthate versus test propionate. It's out much quicker, so you'll return back to baseline much quicker, much sooner.
Okay, okay. Oh, there you go. No, I've never tried it, but it sounds all right. And if you're someone who struggles, then yeah, fuck it. I think that's a good idea to be honest with you.
Yeah,
But
I think it's gonna be big. It's gonna explode. But again, the cost is something that might be restricted to people unless they can find a way to make it more affordable.
mm,
It's not gonna be something that everyone can afford.
mm. Yeah, if they can make it more available for people like the general public, that's gonna fucking go mad. God.
Yeah, but that currently that's the issue. It's
But it,
expensive.
but it's always a bit worrying when there's not enough clinical trials over time.
Oh, there is obviously there's clinical trials. In Asia, they've known for it for fucking years, and again, it's only just coming out here now, but it's been about for a long time. But long time is what's long time, you know? Um, who knows? But it's just like anything. I mean,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
a lot of these drugs are kind of we just use them and we just think,
Yeah, you kind of got to put your faith in it a little bit and just
But mainly when it first came out, it was designed for diabetes, and then obviously they found that they can use it in fat loss uh, for obesity, and they've obviously done that too.
yeah, okay. Oh, well, I sat them. We'll fucking call it a cool time on it there, mate.
Yeah, I
I think
think
we've been
we
about what an
covered
hour and
quite a
40,
lot
I think.
this time.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's good, mate. Right. Until next time, mate.
Hey, catch you soon.
Catch you later, bud.